They have tonight. What was it that the guy?
I don't know, but good evening, everybody. We're live here, Panama City Beach, Florida.
Hello.
And here we go, Julie and Nicko. And we're just kind of chilling out for a minute. Again, it's late. We never seem to get in here early enough to be calling it early. Which way?
I know.
Oh, yeah, it's 10:25. Isn't that amazing?
I don't know how that happens. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, wait, it was 11 a minute ago.
I can tell you exactly how that happens. It doesn't seem like we're getting any bumping on there. There it goes. I can see it a little bit better. The mic's up there. I just want to make sure that we're turned up.
Yeah, because we've done this and we haven't had any volume.
Yeah, so that's right.
Luckily, Bonnie chatted in and said, there's no volume.
Yeah.
So we promptly ended. And then one time we sounded like Minnie and Mickey Mouse.
That wasn't interesting.
Because our friend who set us up, TDM, and he was playing with some of that stuff and forgot to either change it back or I don't know what happened, but when we went to listen to it, I sounded like this. It was like it's like we inhaled a bunch of helium, and then we proceeded to talk, and it was funny. It was funny. Did we save that? I think we saved it.
We did, absolutely.
I hope so, because it was hilarious.
Yeah, we definitely did not get rid of that because of the fact that it was definitely worth listening to.
That's for sure. Just because it was that funny, and instead of at first I was like, I was embarrassed. I was like, no, if you can't laugh at yourself, then who can you laugh at?
Right.
But I'd like to go back and hear that because that was really funny. And then there was one time in not too long ago. It was so we were like talking really slow, really low.
That was an interesting one too. It
was really good. I thought it was actually a pretty good show, but we were just.
We've had some great shows that have been ruined.
I guess you could fast forward it and make it.
We could edit it. We go in there and probably edit.
I mean, if you were watching it, you could maybe speed it up and it would be normal.
Yeah, I would think so.
I don't know.
I would think so.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, I mean, it's okay. I think we're still here. We should be.
We can't see it. We're still here.
There we are, right there.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, and this we need to get rid of. I don't know what that is.
It's a spaceman on our computer screen.
Yes, and I don't think you need to go into that one. Anyway.
I like his eye makeup, though.
I'm not sure. This is what's killing me right here because I just don't see any. See, it's kind of like not bouncing too much there. But
maybe we should turn it up.
Maybe. That's right.
If Chrissy's there, Chrissy, you can tell us. You can come over,
walk
across the way, and we're in 140, and let us know if it's working.
I believe it is. It should be. The mic should be catching it. The green light's on. See if anybody pops on here in a second. It's hard to do a test and not know that you're.
I guess I could try it on my tablet. No.
Yeah, you probably could. That's well.
I don't want to leave.
Now we're both on the ball thinking about it, right? So here we go. Anyway,
our top story tonight.
Top story.
Heard our top story tonight.
That's right. We do have a couple things. I mean, everybody I think knows that we've lost quite a few people, some icons going on this past month. We've lost John McCain.
Oh, I got lost. I'm like, where did they go? Well, John lost as a guy.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Aretha Franklin, she's gone. The guy that let's see here, his name was. He was a big time writer. Wrote a lot of plays. Oh gosh, what was his name? Tipton. He was a big writer. And well, anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
You're watching to see what you got any volume.
I'm watching.
Sounds like you got some volume there.
So it's yeah.
Seems like you can. Well, we definitely can hear that loud and clear. So that's good. That's crystal clean.
So chat publicly is Julie Nicko. I could chat
to us. I mean, yeah. Ask us some important questions.
Would it be like talking to yourself?
Well, no, you'd be asking a question. Well, unless you're just specifically asking for Julie.
What I was going to say about the guy at Walmart today, the guy that gave us the great discount, not discount on chicken, but marked it down because he was marking stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something, and he was walking away. He said, I knew I liked you. And I was like, that's my line. Where did you get that? I bet I said it to him.
I bet you did.
I did. That has to be it. I was like, he stole my line. Well, I let him steal it because I gave it to him. Huh.
Oh, boy. Well, anyway, let's see here. I'm sorry that nobody's down here for PCB right now. The weather has been actually kind of beautiful, and well, no, I'd rather have the guests back.
Well, yeah.
I mean, after the last few days, I just think that the guests are the most important things instead of the locals. Sometimes the locals, man,
I see what you're saying.
they're putting us
The
into
tourists.
yes,
The guests.
yes.
Guest services.
The ones that travel such a long distance to come down here to PCB.
To be harassed.
Yeah, to be harassed by Julie
Like
here.
John Indian.
And yeah, like John India, I just texted him and let him know that we're a live
so
broadcast. Absolutely, I told him I wanted to make sure that I get his weather out for him today, and I haven't been able to, and so here we are. We're live, and he's nowhere to be found, but that's okay. If you are in Columbus, Indiana, we know that your highs for the next 3 days.
So call John and tell him
there is no rain involved with it. That means no rain, 91 degrees with the humidity. It's going to be hot for you. And the other thing is, the nice part about your weather is in the evening time, it's going to be in the lower 70s.
Oh,
so that's a dramatic chop.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's like 20. Yeah, absolutely. Let's just go ahead and go.
That's what made me go to California that time. It was a cool morning. I was like, oh, I'd like to spend a week in this. So I did.
That'd be pretty bad. That'd be pretty badass, I think.
That was when I was rich and famous.
What? When? Were you rich and famous?
It was BN.
Oh, BN. Way before Nicko. Way before Nicko.
Yeah, then I became poor and infamous.
And then there's BM, and then there's BJ.
What's
BJN.
Well, I know what that is, but what's the difference between famous and infamous?
Infamous?
Not famous?
This is funny. You don't know. Okay, famous.
I'm asking because I don't know.
Well, famous means that
I know what famous is, but
infamous. So being infamous is being very infamous. I don't know what the hell.
See, there you go.
I know what infamous is. It's not infamous. You're not infamous.
Infamous is like, I guess, famous over a long period of time, like a
well known
Queen Victoria.
Yeah, but it's not. You're not famous. Infamous is
Let's look it up.
It's more like more of a long legacy or a type of.
That's what I said. Famous over a long period of time.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
That's my guess, and I'm going to look it up.
Well, okay. I think you should. Well, infamous is a great word. But anyway, for Columbus, Indiana people, look, I learned a little bit about your place. Luke Bonesteel in 1821.
Ah.
And Tipton built a log cabin in Mount Tipton, a small overlooking White
River.
Live. Yeah. In the surrounding flat, heavily forest and swampy valley, it held wetlands of the river.
But they live in a cabin on a lake.
Yeah.
Is that their cabin?
I don't know. The town was first known as Tiptonia. Tiptonia was married. Tip was married to Tony.
I bet it's awfully quiet.
Or Tippy.
I bet it's tiptoeing around.
I bet they were.
And lots of
that's not
true. With sensitive feelings because you have to tiptoe around.
You know, this town was actually changed. The name was changed because of Tiptoe, because they were going. He's too sneaky.
Got tired of people making stupid jokes about it.
That's right. They turned it into Columbus because, well, that's what they turned it into. He later was appointed as the highway commissioner to the state of Indiana and was assigned to building a highway from Indianapolis, Indiana to Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, Kentucky. When the road reached Columbus, Tipton constructed the first bypass road ever built. It detoured the south around the west side of Columbus en route to Seymour. Wow.
It's so strange because Nick's mom lives in Columbus, but it's Ohio, Columbus.
Yeah.
John Indiana's in Columbus. It's just kind of cool.
She lives outside of it. She lives in outside of Westerville, which is outside of Sunbury. And she lives in Sunbury, Ohio.
I mean, it's just.
Yeah, it's Columbus. That's.
Like my sister lives in Memphis, but there's only one Memphis. It's not like there's Memphis, Michigan. There's only one Memphis that I know of.
Right. Well, no,
that's enough.
Well,
that's enough.
I think there's a Memphis, Georgia.
Is there?
I believe so. How many Memphises are in the state of the United States?
Well, infamous basically actually has a negative connotation.
And what should it be? Was it a war criminal or something like that?
That's exactly it.
Yeah. I figured it
Well
might be.
known for some bad quality or deed,
Mhm.
an infamous war criminal, an infamous motel manager
It's like,
known as Mr.
like
Stupid,
maybe a repute or something like that, or like
ill-famed, disreputable. You're looking at my notes.
no, I'm not. You know who I think of is Napoleon.
Ah.
Infamous. I mean, that might be a part of it.
That's that's kind of what I was thinking too. I mean, a long-standing negative connotation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's a current long-standing negative? It depends on your political views, but who else? Anybody currently that's Charles Manson.
Yeah, Charles Manson. Yep. There it is.
That's weird that we both thought that.
Yes. Well,
We must be watching the same TV.
Well, no, Charles Manson just he just died. This
Not
past
long
year.
ago.
This past
Yeah.
year. That's for sure. Okay, so anyway, I got to give
sorry
you.
to go off on a tangent there. I was just curious.
Madison, Indiana, 1844. Boy, you guys had a lot of history there.
Crimson, by the way, Crimson Death is working, so that's why he's not here.
Yes,
We tried to kidnap some people and drag them in here, but they kicked and screamed too hard, and we couldn't get them through the door to participate. So, no, they're working too.
They are definitely. Look, you know what?
People do that.
Man, that's interesting. You guys have you got a lot of manufacturing companies there in Columbus, and I think it's pretty much just you guys got a beautiful lake. I know that for a fact. See these pictures up here. Woo! What is that? The Robert N. Stewart Bridge.
They go fishing and camping.
They
I
do.
think that's what we talked about.
The motto is unexpected and unforgettable. I like that. Nickname Athens on
like
the Prairie.
Nick.
That's right. The Robert N. Stewart Bridge was the Bartholomew County Courthouse and First Christian Church visible in the background. Okay, you see those
I
two?
really like that. Unexpected and unforgettable.
I like that too. Geez, you guys have a whole bunch of people that live there. Population 47,000 people. That's not too bad. And you're in the Eastern Standard Zone, and you guys have a lot of history. Columbus City Hall. Wow. So it was founded in 1820.
So did you do the weather? Was out?
I did. I gave it
Okay.
91 degrees and no rain until I believe it's going to be on Tuesday. Bright Eyes. Hey, how you doing there? Got Netflix and Hulu, but decided to watch you guys. Thanks so much.
Well, yeah, absolutely appreciate
You're
that.
digital stalkers now. All right. That's the first time I've ever said it. Digital stalkers.
stalkers.
That's interesting.
I bet TDM knows about that.
I bet he does.
But they're not bullies. They're just stalkers, which is fun. Stalkers can be fun. Well, it depends.
Well, yeah. If you
you.
know that they're stalking, then you'd be that recanting and say, okay, well, I know you're stalking, so
And I'm enjoying it.
yeah, I'm enjoying it. That'd be kind of strange. They would like take out all the fun of stalking.
It depends on your motive for stalking.
Yeah. Hey, Chrissy.
I mean, it could be a negative motive,
that's right.
or it could be a positive. I mean, I've stalked you, so
That's right. One of our guests, I mean, she's just a new subscriber. Thanks for subscriing here,
yeah,
Chrissy.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Chrissy.
Yeah. Hey, I noticed you
I
guys.
like all your aren't they cute little smiley faces?
Yeah, the smiley faces, emojis. There's the new things, right?
Yeah, emojis.
Yeah. Cool. We're glad to have you. We don't know where everybody else is at, but that's all right. We're just kind of hanging out and doing our thing here.
Are they sleepy? Are they sleepy emojis? Because their eyes are closed.
No, they're smiling.
Because they're happy because they're sleeping.
Well,
Must
no,
be dreaming.
I don't know. That's a good one for me. I've never seen an emoji that big on a computer before. I don't think they're ever that big on my phone. I know that for a fact.
Well, she's got a big smile, so
Yeah,
maybe
she
that's
does.
fine.
Got it.
It's very personable.
Yes, and yeah, I'll tell you what. It's been an
Glad
interesting-
you're here. I was going to shout out to you anyway. I've got your name written down. Let's see what I have.
Yes, it's right there.
Oh, your Jeep. That's true
That's
too.
right.
That's a cool Jeep. I kept saying, I really like that. Would you let me take it for a spin?
Yeah.
I might not come back. No.
I think it looks like a shark. I think it's a shark-looking vehicle, but a shark, not
A sharp shark,
a shark. Yeah, nothing like that.
which is apropos for where we are.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you drove it to the beach, if the sharks would like gather around because they'd be like, ooh, you know what I mean? If they come like closer to the shore,
Maybe.
it's possible.
You'd only know if you were in one of those vehicles. You
We'll
probably
have
make
to
that
try
story
it.
up. Yeah, absolutely.
Tomorrow, let's go to the beach.
You guys should go to the beach.
I'll call in sick.
Some of us have to. What?
Yeah.
You're calling sick tomorrow? Tomorrow's our slowest day.
Yeah.
You got to do it on a really busy day. Think about it.
One day off since May of last year. So,
That's it.
yeah, that's what who was it? I don't think it was her husband. That's what the other guy said today.
Yeah, he
Do
works
you
with
guys ever have a day off? And I
JB.
said, no.
He works with JB.
Yeah. He was on. I said, actually, no.
Hey, Chris, yeah, I'm starting to call him JB from here on out because the day were like, who's John? And she goes, oh, I only know him as JB.
Well, I've met her and I've talked to her several times, but he's either inside or I'm so busy that I don't really get to talk to him.
Yeah, you were like flying by.
I usually do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I'd love to talk, but I can talk.
You gotta go, man.
As the car's running away from me.
It's almost like the president of the United States. You gotta catch him real quick. No, don't run out that door, please. No, I'm the president of the United States. Oh,
I've done
gosh.
that several times today. I just push the car to see how far it would go if it hit a car or not.
Well, you know, the
It
parking lot's
almost
going to start to become a little bit less congested. So we are going to have to open up
Car races.
our fall games of Olympics here of the parking lot. Well, we got to get the bouncing balls again. Remember, we bounced them across the parking lot.
Yes.
This thing, I think we're going to.
We're supposed to paint the parking lot lines. Maybe we could paint like lines for our games instead.
You know what? I'm on board
Like
with
maybe
that
a
one.
foot.
You know what Mr. Stoop said to me today? And right in front of the laundry room where we bring our
imagine.
carts in, he goes, I want you to put no mama parking. And I'm like, no
How about
mama.
no idiot parking?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going, no mama parking. He says, yeah, you tell her not to park there anymore. That mother parking. I'm like, oh, really? You want me to? I said, okay, good. I will do
No
this. Mr.
MF
Stoop.
parking?
Yeah, I just say, look, mama, Stupid wants me to tell you that you're not allowed to park there no more.
Well, actually, it did kind of.
It's the ridiculous thing in the world. Why would you park right in front of something that you know, obviously, that's a major traffic area for
Carts.
a car?
Well, once I dent their car about 4 times, they probably won't park there anymore.
They wouldn't realize it because then she would just start blaming it on Stupid.
I'm just saying, I came off that ramp that wasn't there and took the step, and the cart just went in over to you again, and I didn't get to catch it, and so it hit your car and broke the windshield.
Yeah, okay,
That's
let's
what
work
you get
that one
for not
out.
having a ramp. If you put a ramp, then maybe it wouldn't.
Oh, no, I already made a deal with him. I did. Today, I mean, I had to stick my fingers in that dirt down there and replant the plant. And I said, if I do that for your God, I'd tell you right now, I'm going to get my ramp.
All right, then.
God said I could.
Well, see, Chrissy, what happens is there's that step outside the laundry room, and several times he's fallen once. I lost a cart, and I went on top of it and went flying on top of the cart, and laundry went everywhere, and I went everywhere, and it's dangerous.
It is very dangerous. And
It's a good thing I'm hard-headed.
he is a simple-minded person that thinks that nothing ever like that would ever happen to anybody, and he's that's just the way he is. And I've done it. It's fallen on me, and I've fallen over top of it. I've been underneath it, and it's a very uncomfortable thing. And I hate the fact that it does.
Position. It's a dangerous
it's
laundry
happened.
thing.
It's happened to you, and I just don't like that. I just don't like seeing you get hurt, and that's not because you're walking and pushing a cart. It's because of the fact that you're walking and pushing a cart over.
That weighs 4 times what I do.
Over the Grand Canyon, basically, with you're top heavy, and that's it. You're going over it, and you're not top heavy.
That's for sure.
And that's top heavy. It'll fling you over like a slingshot.
All right.
Be off
Well,
Tuesday and Wednesday, man. That's great days to be off.
That is cool.
Well, I mean, it was your
I may have
opportunity.
to
Yeah, you might have
disappear.
to skip. Yeah, I would. Heck yeah.
I
I
was going
would.
to say about the. Oh, well, remember I was talking about, what was it? The other day I was talking about that. About the cart.
Yeah, tumbling over.
Yeah. And the parking lot is the earthquake thing. But what was that?
The sinkhole. Yeah.
Or was it like the Grand Canyon when you.
When you come over the edge there, that's just
like
horrible.
the Grand Canyon, and then you have the earthquake at the bottom.
Yeah, no, and I just don't understand why he wouldn't just agree to just let us do it. So it doesn't even matter now because the fact that I made arrangements. So it's just going to be there. If he doesn't like it, it's too bad, Anyway, that's where you. Hey, Chrissy, have you been into the pool yet? Have you been out there? If you haven't,
It's actually. what is it? It's a big hot tub.
It's a huge hot tub.
It's a huge hot tub.
It's the largest
Outdoor hot tub.
deep end and largest shallow end that there is here on this side of the beach.
No, actually, it's the largest hot tub in Panama City.
With a deep end that's
9 feet.
9 feet, 9 feet, 4 inches, and then the shallow end 4.5. It's almost 5
It's not
foot.
very shallow.
It's not very shallow. It's
I mean, because I'm 5'8", and even in the shallow end, it's like.
and
there's no lifeguard.
I found a picture in 114, and I reframed it, and we were getting a look at it. And back in 19, on the picture it says aerial taken at 1980.
Picture of Cook's Motel.
Yeah, I think it was 1984, 85. There's an old picture of some place in Panama City, and they took them out in 1991. All the diving boards came out of everywhere, and
I guess people broke their necks or what?
So what they did is, most of these people took the complete swimming pool out. Once the diving boards came out, they took the whole entire thing out, and they redid the pools because the county wanted them to come to specs. If you had a motel and you built it within a certain amount of time, like say for instance, I think it was like 1975 or 19, yeah, it's like 1975 up, you had to go to building code or they were going to shut your pool down anyway. Well, the one particular one that had this one pool, they were built right before 1971 or 71, and so they were grandfathered in, so they got to keep the deepest part of the pool here in PCB.
But they still had to lose the diving board.
Yeah, to lose the diving board.
So then you can like dive off the nearest building.
You're not allowed to dive off anything in our place here, baby. You got to be careful. Rules are rules. So if you ever do go to the pool there, Chris, you cannot get any water out of the pool, first thing. And the second thing is there is no time limit unless the time limit is told that there is a new time limit. If that makes any sense.
Time limit?
Yeah, time limit.
What time is it closed and open?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because we never know.
Well, when you have the lock, it helps.
No, I mean, but Mr. Stupid tells us something different every day. So
yeah,
we're going to come up with some really cool signs. Well, that's all right.
No water out of the pool.
Don't worry, we're behind too.
No peeing in the pool.
Yeah.
We should get some of that blue dye.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. We're only about 22 minutes into the show here. We are talking to some friends. We're actually giving a weather update to friends of ours that actually came from Indiana. We met them as they were vacationing here with their family, and so we found out.
There's John.
There he is, John Long.
We're just talking about you. Are your ears burning?
That's right. I just gave the weather report for you, my friend, and we did some history on Columbus, Georgia, or Columbus, Indiana. I just realized that your population is not much further than it was back in 1850.
You guys got to get busy up there. You got enough kids.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know what's going on.
Working on it. We got a guest on here with us, John and Chris. Chrissy's here. She's a new subscriber. She's part of a small community here.
Yeah, she's in the room next door. You would have been neighbors if you were still here.
That's right.
But you were talking about the population thing, which reminded me of the Jeff Gordon thing and the ID enhancement drugs and the Chinese population. This is a 5,000-year-old Chinese tradition. I'm like, that's why there's so many Chinese people. That's why they have a population problem. Yeah. Maybe we should give them some of that.
Yeah,
up there.
Yeah, Cummings. Yeah, they should have built. Think about what the Chinese are doing now. They're only allowed to have like half a child.
Half a child. They cut that from one.
It's a tough thing, you don't ever know which end you're going to get. It's the truth. I'd rather have just maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Good for them. I don't know how they would repopulate the United States because we just let everybody in here anyway.
That's true.
Yeah, you guys are home of the diesel engine. I believe it's Cummins that are there. I believe it is diesel engine. I know that you got Toyota there for a fact. And let's see here.
But they were talking about the cabin on the lake, and I thought it sounded like your house.
Yeah, I know. We just need to get his address so we can just go Google him and
it could
shoot him down with a noble
thing. They
could
be talking about their house.
Yeah, they could. I think so. Maybe.
Because we're going to come up and go camping and fishing.
I think we should
I've never done that.
I think we should do a house swap. They can come here and work for 7 days straight, and then we just go to their house and mess it up, and then they can come home and then clean their house up.
And we could get sand in the.
Well, no, we can't get sand.
It's a lake. We could get
dirt.
Dirt, yeah.
That's a good one.
No, they were really clean. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
They were very clean.
Is it,
I mean, they gave me the idea to put the mat in that room over there with all the guys in it. They put a bath mat in front of the door, so when they walked in, it caught off everything.
mhm.
So the room, I mean, the floor was really clean, or really pretty clean. And I was like, that's a great idea. So when they started tracking all that mud in, I was like, I'm going to do what Indian did.
That's a good idea.
Ah,
That's a good idea. We were sitting there, and I was trying to remember.
Indian.
Well, that's the other thing is, before it was named Columbus, Georgia, it was named Tiptonia. And I was wondering, was that because, well, I know it says now because I read it and I cheated. So, well, anyway, it doesn't
Do
matter.
you know? Do you know why? Does he know?
Well, I'd like to know. But I think this is 1800s now. I mean, how, I don't, Bartholomew County.
Actually made it to the beach yesterday. I threatened to do that 2 days ago. I said, my plan tomorrow is to go to the beach. Remember that?
That's right.
And I had to go to the store, and we kind of made a detour. And I did end up at the beach with my toes in the sand, and I got some shells that had holes in it.
That's right.
So he can I've got fishing line, and I've got the little pieces of necklace that she gave me. I have all that, and now I have seashells that have holes in them. So I just have to put it together if I ever get a chance.
That's right. No, she's definitely coming through there to get that done, and that's cool. I was proud of her. She actually brought home some.
I did bring some shells.
Home of Vice President Bartholomew County. That's right. That's right.
Until that wave came up and got me from time again.
Yeah, that's right. You know what?
Like, it's time to go.
It was time to go, huh? She came back to the house, and I already knew. Somebody had told me that she went to the beach, and I'm like, that's good for her, And
I threatened
it didn't really matter if he told me or not. She came home barefooted, and it was just covered with sand. She was soaked, and it looked like she had a nice little cocktail. She got a new little gleam from the sun from the beach, and you could tell she smelled like sea salt. And she looked really, really peaceful. She looked beautiful at that time. She had that hell written off of her face for the first time in a long time, and she got to actually take in Mother Nature and come home to this.
That was very peaceful. That's the thing. That Eagle song, "Peaceful, Easy Feeling." Every time I get over there, when I do get there, that's the song that goes through my head, and it's just so calming.
Well, yeah, it's a beautiful thing to be able to go out there and do absolutely nothing, just listen to the water. It's calming.
It's like silver glitter sprinkled on the water.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful.
I bet it was. I'm glad you were able to do that.
But then I started missing you. I was like, I wish. So then I came home.
Oh, my God. And then she got here. She's like, I'm starting to miss the ocean more.
Yeah. The grass is always greener. Or the ocean's always bluer on the other side.
So, listen, I'm looking at this about the Cummins engine. I'm kind of so this is actually Prairies Near Bison. This is South Dakota. Started 1939, Cummins HB diesel motor found in South Dakota oil fields. This is interesting. A piece of Cummins history has returned to Columbus after being left for nearly 8 decades in the South Dakota oil fields. If you know anything about that, let me know, but I'm going to read a little bit. Half buried in the open prairies near Bison, South Dakota, an old truck sat forgotten, rusting under the big sky.
It's like the truck is
this is where you need good clips so we can just post it up there so we can see what we're doing. My friend John here probably is going, what the hell is he talking about? But it says it just came back here, so it might have been in your local news. An early Cummins 1939 diesel engine sits in the engine bay of an international harvest truck at the Cummins Historical Restoration Garage in Columbus. On the 24th of March, 2016, truck owner Owen Hansen. Do you know who Mr. Hansen is? I mean, that'd be kind of cool if you did. Might be a never.
I'm sure
There's only 48,000 people there. I mean, it's not that many people. Well, back in 1850, there was only
Mr. Patel?
The beginning was 1,000. They only started with 1,086 people, and it went up. It's 86% more. So 100 plus 120, 22, 130 years later.
Okay, with all of the condos and motels and hotels that are in this city, I wonder what the percentage of Patels
65%
are to the general population.
Oh no, there's not there's not a percentage that you could even do. If you were asking business why they're more than 65% for the hotel industry.
In the city?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In the country? In the city.
Well, statistically, it's nationally. So if you do,
nationally, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then that would be the average would be.
So you didn't hear about this truck, huh?
Nope.
Boy, this truck's engine wasn't really a fit for the old truck. That's why they call scraps clinging to the rotted frame belonged to an International Harvester truck from the 1950s. Interesting. Former owner Owen Hansen recalls a mechanic surprise opening the hood in 1975.
Owen Wilson, he was on TV. Oh, Hansen.
And back then, he says, it was the oldest engine you'd ever seen.
That would be neat.
In the year that I was born, 1971, the 1939 Cummins HB diesel motor hauled its last load of sand to the Dakota oil fields. Hansen said it has never started since. Abandoned to brutal high prairie winters and long, hot summers, even curious mechanics who occasionally probe the historic oddity could never quite convince it to run. I never thought anybody could ever convince anything to run by talking to it if it was metal or steel. But that's pretty cool. They said just put a battery in it.
I mean, if it had a computer, it would.
So they started calling people like Cummins. 77-year-old engine. That's a long time. Anyway, so they figured it out.
Why it's more expensive than regular gas?
What, diesel?
Is it burns cleaner? Or is it more powerful? It makes you go faster?
Lasts longer.
Lasts
longer.
So you get more bang for your buck?
Mm-hmm.
As far as it lasts longer.
Your minivan is like the most coolest minivan ever. It
is. Is it diesel?
No, it's not diesel.
It could be.
I like that, though. Maybe you could put a Cummins in there.
You could. You could.
The first diesel. Well, I'm sure there's a diesel minivan out there. Somebody's put a diesel in there somewhere.
Hybrid cars.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you?
We were watching the other morning about that truck that they found in the woods.
That's what I thought. That's exactly that's what I just said.
No.
You were reading.
I was
you
reading.
Hear me. You can't. It's hard to do that.
Well, I'm sorry too.
No, it's not.
But sometimes when you do read, you're not paying attention. I drive. Well, then,
That's like Becky.
You don't bother
you talk to
Becky,
her
man.
all day, and she's reading, and she just doesn't even.
Yeah.
I used to be the same way when I used to read.
Well, that's just the way it is. Sometimes you get involved, and once you're in a conversation, and
I especially do when I'm reading.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I go away to wherever it is.
Yeah.
Wherever the book is.
Hey, John, you said that you wanted to
come back.
No, Skype.
Oh yeah.
So I found on our PC we have Skype, so we can Skype.
Is it on there too?
Yeah, it's on there, so we can talk to him through the mic, so it sound live to us, and we can see him on a big screen, and the whole family.
Oh yeah.
So we'd love to say hi to you, man, if you want to Skype.
That's a great idea.
And
why
say
don't
hello.
we do more live streams
Or
like that?
I don't know. I mean, well, we don't because we got to invite him
like a hangout thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hangout thing, but I would love to have him. He could go to Hangouts anytime if you got a computer or a pad, then you could become a guest with your family. So we're trying to work on a friend of ours to see if we're going to be able to do an interview with him, and he had some other lady from Ireland on the other night.
Crimson Fantasy. He's funny.
Crimson Fantasy. And,
you should check him out. He's a trip.
Yes, he's great. He's got
Crimson Fantasy. Yep.
He's got some great. Hey, look, he's unique in his own material, and what the best part about it is he's completely honest with it, and he doesn't hold back.
He's very down to earth.
Yeah, and
he doesn't hold anything back. He'll tell it like he sees it in a not politically correct, but a tactful way.
Yeah, he's not.
He doesn't come out and just say it like I do. He's got a nice way to say it.
He's pretty blunt with it. But the way he does it, he approaches it slowly and then rolls it off fastly. Yeah, So listen, John.
It comes across well. Whereas I say, I just go, oh.
Yeah. John, we'd definitely like to set that up. Hey, listen, I don't know if you have an iPad or not. If you do, let me know, and we could set you up where you can actually come live with us via Columbus, Indiana, and our Hangouts. And we can interview you, or just have you on as a guest, and we can.
It's really neat how that's what he did with us, and it knows how when your voice is.
Yeah, when we're speaking, it picks up you when you start speaking,
and then it comes to us.
That's right. So,
and whoever's speaking, it's really cool.
It is pretty
cool.
But
if you look up Crimson Fantasy and his interview of us, and you'll see how it goes back and forth like that.
That's right. And then that's right. Go to Crimson Fantasy.
So
Julie and Nicko, she said, and you'll find us there. That was a great interview. I think the really cool interview that we had. That was good then. We were just live. We were just regular live radio. We didn't have any video at the time.
Right.
No, that's not true. We just went live video for the first time, and I ended up trying to edit this thing, and I deleted it. We had such a great interview with him.
And I remember the next time saying, I thought I loved him, but he deleted
Crimson,
our interview.
Yeah, well, she had found a new light in her life. Oh, Crimson. Is he on? Oh, he's coming from Canada?
Oh, he's just been a joke.
Yeah, it's too fun to joke. So anyway, this is kind of cool. We kind of figured out a different way to hook up a different program for this podcast, and we're going to make the podcast a little bit brighter and a little bit more fun because of the fact, these are podcasts. And what we're going to do is we're going to add into some clips that we could probably find, and when we're talking about something, we can actually put the clip up, and you get to see it just like a regular. Well, it
sounds like Invasion of Bystanders podcast.
Well, do you want to call it something different?
I don't know. I mean, if that's what it is.
Pre-podcast?
A
pod? I don't know what you want to call it. I mean, why would it be called podcast? Production over duration?
Okay. All right, I get it. I was just curious.
Production of digital casting. Pooing on dude.
VOC. No, Bob. I don't know.
Pay.
VOG, VOG. Viewing of Goofies.
Over.
That would be.
Days.
No, I mean, it makes sense. I just was curious why.
Pay on dude. I don't know. There's a lot of PODs out there. Is it really podcast? I mean, you can look it up as a matter of fact.
Okay.
So much stuff we can just look up.
We're just learning something every day.
Every day it says a new.
Especially when there's no volume. And
yeah, man.
One night we came. What was it? It didn't work. Was it the no volume night? No, it was something else that didn't work. And then you said
nice it didn't work.
And I wasn't planning on doing anything. And this was like midnight.
Yeah, it was the night that we didn't have any volume.
I think it was something else that was wrong.
Yes.
He said, yeah, because that night after we figured it out, I went to bed. But this time it was late and something was wrong. But you figured out and said, okay, let's go ahead and do it. We're just going to do a test.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Julie's. I mean, I'm sleep talking through this thing, and it was really bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
And that's what Bill 123, the Bill number 123. He said the last one I saw was a test, and I was like, oh my gosh, I thought we deleted that.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Well, we did. We did.
There it is. The perfect
podcast.
Yeah. AARP Fraud Watch. I'm a member of the AARP. I got my card in the wallet. It's scary. Podcast on your phone. It's the first I've heard of it. A podcast or genetically netcast is an episodic series of digital audio or video files. Huh. Which is what we do.
Yeah, it's true.
It's what we are.
Yeah, John McCain was definitely a war hero, senator,
a
presidential candidate. He was against everything. He didn't have any fear in his life. He wasn't fearful of dying either. He sacrificed his life, and he was held for many years, and he became a great man of courage because the fact, think about all that patience that he had to endure while he was sitting there in captivity. He's an amazing survivor of the war of Vietnam.
No,
it's true, but
it's not.
He died Saturday at his home in Arizona, which he got to die peacefully. He adopted Arizona as his home state.
How do you adopt a state?
Because that's where he ended up at.
You have to file papers, or
He did definitely. He climbed a lot of things. He inspired a lot of people through the political era, and he's been through a lot of presidents. I mean, you just think about the presidents that even. I mean, he served in Vietnam, came out of Vietnam, and became a public person that would do anything for anybody. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to be a public servant, and great life. Not everybody agreed with him, and a lot of people agreed with him, but he stood his ground, and he was one of the loudest voices.
Yes, that he was.
I'd rather have him back, and anyway, I could go all kinds of people I would rather throw out.
I don't have to worry about brain cancer.
No, no, you sure don't.
Well, I didn't think I had to worry about breast cancer either because I didn't have any of those, but it still happened. So I guess you could, even if you don't have a brain, you can have brain cancer.
Yeah, well, bless his heart, man. I would never want the pain or the misery what goes along with that. And you know what? Like I said earlier, we've lost a lot of cool icons. Aretha Franklin, she moved music all over the world. We lost Neil Simon. He was a master of comedy on Broadway and beyond. He died at 91 today. Neil Simon.
Today?
Yeah.
He was 91 too? Oh,
yeah,
he was
91. Yeah,
McCain was 81.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a nice long life.
Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, we have some amazing icons that were around.
I can remember there was 103.
And somebody was when they were interviewing. I don't know who they were interviewing, and then they asked the question. So, what was your fondest memory of John McCain? Man, the only thing I can think of personally, what my fondest memory is when he became a senator, and the first thing he ever said is that I will always look out for the rights of the people, and I never really understood that. I mean, because by the time he was a senator, he was history to me, because he was already in Senate for some time. So growing up, some people, by the time he was in the Senate, I wasn't born yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was already called.
I forget how young you are sometimes.
Oh yeah. She met me when I was like 12.
I know.
And
I like them young.
She was 19. She said, "Oh, don't do that." And then I came up with the word. There is a difference, right? Oh, Julie.
We forget.
We still forget.
Let's explore.
Okay. Not right now, though.
Okay.
So anyway, but I did. But the lady said to on our interview, and she goes, the fondest memory is he could walk in a room and just cut up a joke, and the guy goes, well, "What kind of joke would he tell?" She goes, "I don't remember." It must have not been that funny because of the fact that most of this stuff is pretty much serious stuff. Yeah. I can't imagine John McCain being that funny.
I can't either.
I've seen him on an SNL skit before, and
he
really wasn't that funny then.
Oh, I would say it would seem like he would have a Ron White kind of a delivery. I mean, if the material was funny, it would come across funny because he'd have such a straight delivery. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They just because that's how Ron White is. Yeah. He's so funny.
Dry,
yeah,
good delivery.
Yeah, and you just go, oh my gosh, yeah. That's hilarious.
Hey, John, he was diagnosed with that brain cancer right out.
Some time ago.
I think it's January. No. December is right after he did the vote to not pass the, I believe the tax financial whatever it was, and the temporary mandate from Obamacare. But he was diagnosed with it, I believe, in December. In January, he did the vote in December, and he left the Senate to start doing his chemo in January. So I mean, he's been battling for some time with the chemotherapy, and I believe that the family said that he said he decided to take the last of his medication because it was not going to go anywhere, and he couldn't handle it no more.
I don't blame him.
And if you've not read the letter that his daughter wrote, what an elegant way to portray your father by words on paper and
how people can
share it with the world.
So cold and rude and judgmental and crass,
curmudgeon pieces of shit.
About
somebody else.
He was committing suicide because he chose not to go through. What?
Yeah.
Who are you?
And just like last night when we were watching the Bobo, when the guy was sitting there playing the events, Alibaba
Yeah.
events, how this happened, and he had no remorse and none whatsoever, and it just to
Yeah,
be
it was
so
weird. Just it was like he was reading a book,
explicit, but with the
and and we decided, well, she's still breathing. I think we need, to shoot her. And
to cane somebody when they're passed away, and it just is not. It's not cool. I mean, that's not what.
oh, she's not. Remember, yeah, he said
She's
she's
not
not.
dead, 'cause
She's
she's
not
still
dead yet. She's still breathing.
She wasn't.
And he was just talking about.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, he was saying.
And it was something we were watching last night on TV. It was really bad.
Sometimes we don't need to be watching shit like that. That's for sure.
We didn't know it was going to go in there.
I didn't either. I didn't know that either. It's from Memphis. I mean, what the hell? All kinds of stuff happens there. But we were looking at McCain's some part of Twitter accounts that they had, and people are so just obnoxiously stupid and mean and cruel and
cruel. That's a good word.
And it's not even in a bullish way, because these people have, I believe, no sincerity in their lives, that they have any remorse for or comfort or moral support for anybody. So that means they have no morals, they have no values, and no couth.
I think the only person that can say something like that about him choosing to want to commit suicide because he chose not to is somebody that actually had been there and chose to keep doing the treatment and came through the other side. That's the only person who has any.
Yeah. And
even they shouldn't.
They shouldn't
judge.
That's the worst karma that you would ever expect on yourself. Or you don't want that. I mean, you don't wish that for anybody. I'm sorry. I believe in forgiveness. I believe in heart. I believe in the person that believes in themselves. You should give them that confidence, whether you like them or not. Say, wow, I'm impressed, man. You're standing up for what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Cancer can be like a slow, really debilitating, painful,
agonizing,
or or it can respond to treatment and you're fine.
That's
right.
You
just don't know.
That's right. You don't. Lighter things, better things have happened for people that have come out of like St. Jude the Kids, which is great.
Yeah.
But our cancer research programs are getting bigger and better.
I got to keep my little bitty breasts. It was great. They just went in and cut behind, and I was like, oh, there's not much there. They're like, oh, don't worry, we're not going to take the little that you have. We're going to let you have that. Keep it. I was like, thank you. So it was a good thing. Yeah.
It's a good thing.
See, I made light of it.
See, that's okay. And and I'm grateful that you can make light of things and not get where you're mean about your lightness. That's the other thing I don't like, the condescending people say one thing and then actually they're just hypocritical about their bullshit and say, well, I really actually meant this. After they say it, they walk away.
There's an example there, something that happened.
What
no, I really do mean it. I mean, I'm grateful.
I know your sincerity is always there.
You're talking about something going on. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, like when Stupid walks away and speaks in his native language, I know what he's saying completely underneath his breath without being able to speak it in English.
I know, because I heard that the other day. And
I
was like, I know he's talking about me, and I know it's not nice.
That's it. That's right.
And I can tell. So F you.
That's right. John, all you need is a handful, right? I have
it's not even that.
I have a handful.
He's got really big hands. It's not that I'm really flat chested. He's got really big hands.
I mean, you're so funny. Okay, look, the handful part.
I'm a handful.
Yes,
yeah.
she is. Look, I got my hand. I can move her around.
Don't push me around.
Don't push me around. No, I'm not. I'm spinning you around. No. Anyway.
Am I on the spinny chair? Oh, I do.
Yes,
like
you
this.
are spinning. Look, I gave you the spinny chair.
Thank you.
Yeah, but we're not sitting and spinning right now.
Well, we can later, can't we?
Yeah, we probably try that.
Might break the chair, but it'd be fun to try. Anyway.
It's fun to talk
Somebody
like that.
has to be this way.
That's right. That's right. It says 18 and older, get your parents approved to come.
That's true. Who was I talking to about? I think it was Chrissy. I said some of the language can be bad, and some of the subject matter might be R-rated.
Better.
Yeah, and some of the things that come out of my mouth, I can't believe I've said.
Well,
there's no filter. She said there's no filter. I'm like, that's it.
There's not supposed to be a filter because we're not monetized and we're not in the crimps of getting a huge bonus check next month for not saying the word F. You.
I think if it's, I guess if I think it's funny, it's worth saying. Whether if I crack myself up, that's what.
Well, I like it when you crack yourself up, and I'm still trying to get it.
That's like, I don't know. I'm laughing, and everybody's going, "What's so funny?"
Because even though that it's a delay, honestly, even though it's a delay for me to get it, I'm not. I'm absorbing what you just said, and I'm working it out, and then I find the humor in it. And it's not because of the fact that you thought it was funny. I am trying to really find the humor.
You really can't find it. I'm looking and I just don't see it.
No,
we're all trying to find it.
I think the way she actually
have one less beer. No.
Displays it, you can find the humor in it a little bit if you just change a couple things, and then you realize, oh,
that's what she's talking about.
That's what she's talking about.
I can't explain it. I enjoy it, but I can't.
Motherfucker. Motherfucker is pretty good.
Pucker. That's right.
Yeah.
Get the puck out.
That's it. I mean, I heard a lot of pucking today, man. Oh, jeez. Over a parking spot. Puck her. Puck that. Puck these puckers.
Well, I mean,
I'm like, man, why don't you just start saying, oh, what is it? Picker Piper, yeah.
Peter Piper picked
Peter Piper pickled peppers. It doesn't matter.
How many pecks of pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick?
That's right. Enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's it. Look, I don't know, and I'll say it now because I believe that I said something I would tell you.
John Long.
Personal was last Saturday? No, it wasn't this past Saturday because yesterday was Saturday. Saturday prior.
Saturday week.
We had an incident here, and I don't think I told you, but it was.
No, you probably didn't. You never talked to him.
And normally it doesn't really go in my pay grade, but it happened anyway.
It's nobody's will.
We had a guest was supposed to check out, and I believe we said, listen, there's no hurry, there's no rush because we're not that busy, and our day is not going to be that long. Just make sure you're out by we'll give you till like 12 o'clock, and then you can roll out.
We'll be right back with the money.
And I left. This is what I left. I left.
Days.
I wanted to go do my thing, and then I saw them drive by, and I was like, "Oh, see you later." Little did I know that there was another conversation after my conversation with them, and so to catch up on speed and to get myself caught up to speed, Julia told me that they were on their way to go get some money and that they would be back. Well, they came back 5 hours later, and my friend. When I saw him leave, I don't recall him being belligerent or drunk. In my personal opinion, I didn't. And
I saw him.
She did. So
he was.
Anyway, after the fact,
he wasn't belligerent, but he was drunk.
So they come back and they 5 hours later, man, we had to pack up the room, and there wasn't much stuff.
19 years old.
Yeah, he looked like a young kid. And anyway, I packed their stuff up, put everything together. I mean, all the way down to the last penny. I mean, and I gave them the benefit of the doubt, but I couldn't do any more because the rooms were booking up and we needed to fill that spot. So anyway, it's not really my responsibility for that point because I'm not working the front desk. I'm just doing it as what we all discussed, and I agreed to, and I took it out. Took it upon myself to remove the stuff, and I put it in the corner, and we waited for them to come back. So when they did come back,
throw it away like
we had it set up for them to grab.
Yeah.
And the one guy that was belligerent, he was like, well, look, I can't believe you're going to do us like that. I'm like, I'm not doing you like anything. I'm just letting you know that you were supposed to leave and be back within about a half hour to pay, and then you would have your room. But unfortunately, part of our establishment has stuff online that we can rent out to, so we had to fulfill those reservations like anybody
they
else.
people in the room. And
what I didn't realize is how belligerent he actually was. And so Mr. Stupid steps in the line, and he keeps on telling me, well, you need to deal with it. And I said, well, I'm going to give you your stuff back. He had his brother with him, and a girl or a girlfriend, whatever. And the biggest thing is that he kept on blaming me for not taking the money. And I wasn't working front desk, so I had nothing to do with it. I didn't know. Right.
He came in the laundry room with his credit card and tried to hand it.
No, shoving it to him. Yeah.
Here, take this, and it's like
I can't take it, man.
I can't take it.
I'm not working front desk. And look, we've already told you that
4 hours ago, possibly you could have gone up here.
We can't rent you the room. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We just can't do it. And I said, I hope you understand. I mean, if you would have came back in a half hour, you'd have been set. So we're coming to the end of the story.
And
So
you know,
here-
Nick, he's very professional, very polite, but firm. I mean,
Yeah.
but in all honesty, he's like, honestly, there's nothing I can do. I
yeah,
can't.
there's nothing. My hands are tied with
Right.
this. I have no pull on this side of it, and I wish I could help you. The only thing I could suggest is check across the street or down the road. So anyway, I saw him go over to the swimming pool area, and his brother was there, and I had pushed the cart over. They'd taken their belongings, and next thing you know, he comes up and he says, "I don't have everything I had in that room. I want to check it." I said, "I'd be more than happy to let you go in and walk through it. I mean, I'm telling you, there's nothing left in there. I put it on the basket." So he's like, "I'm looking for a bag with a green line about around it," and said, I don't have my duffel bag." And the brother's sitting there. He's encouraging. Well, he doesn't have his duffel bag, and the girl's going, I don't know.
It's in the car,
And he goes, "Well, where's my pistol? Where's my gun?" And I'm right there next to him in this truck, and they both said at the same time, "It's right here. It's right here." So he goes and he grabs that gun, he cocks it, puts a round in the chamber. And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Are you for real, man? You're gonna load that gun right here? You're gonna load that over a room, and I can't take this?" I said, "You're gonna pull that trigger? You gonna pull that trigger? Go ahead, pull that trigger, man. I cannot believe that this is the way that we're gonna actually do this."
Duffel bags right here.
And I said, "I don't have your duffel bag. I don't have it." I said, "Everything that I had, I put into the room." And this is true. I said, "I put everything into the basket." And the brother's sitting there going, "You're going to pull that trigger. You go ahead and pull that trigger." He cocked that thing. He had that thing sideways and pointed straight at me. Would you believe that shit? Can you believe it? Over a room. And even though he was belligerent, intoxicated, but he was going to make the worst mistake of his life.
His young life.
And me, the only thing I could think about was everybody behind me. The kids that were at the pool, the friends that I knew, the family that gave me this place to work with. And this guy was going to pull a trigger on me. And I said, "This is absolutely out of control, man. I cannot believe it." And the brother was doing it. And finally, the girl pepped up and says, "Look, the bag's here. The bag's here." And I'm looking at him. She said it must have said it 10 times. She says, "Look, you got to look in the truck." I never took my eyes off of him once. I had Mr. Stupid walk by me. I told him to keep on walking. I had my buddy John Gray behind me. He was behind me. I had another buddy in the parking lot. He was ready to go.
Yeah,
So we're not saying why and how, but he was behind me. But everybody was sat there and listened. Oh, and I didn't have to call the cops. The people at the swimming pool called the cops. I couldn't move, my friend. I was standing less than 2 foot from a gun pointed at me.
Without your phone, right?
Without my phone was in my hand at the time. I had it right in there. There was nothing I could do with it. They were like begging already not to call the cops. Why would I call the cops? I just want you to put the freaking gun away. This is stupid. So finally, after 10, 12 times, the girl saying it, and I told the brother, I said, "Look, you need to tell him to look in the cab of that truck and look at that duffel bag and make sure it's his and tell him to put that thing away and tell him to go home. Y'all need to go. Bye. That's it. Bye." And everybody started saying bye. He started backing up. He put that gun down his waist, down his shorts. And I was like, you know what? This is the most absolutely absurd bullshit that I've seen, that these people or anybody would pull a gun on somebody for something so petty. And I could have lost my life that day for that, but I wouldn't have cared because of the fact I didn't want anybody else getting hurt. Number two is he would have never, ever gotten away from that gun alive because I was ready to go. It didn't matter. I was going to go after it.
I wasn't ready for him to go.
Really, honestly, I wasn't ready to go either. But I'm just saying that I was just putting everything right there in front of it. And a great summer, whole entire summer, good spring break, no incidents, and then this idiot decides to do something
Except for
so
all
stupid.
lost time, didn't he?
Yeah. And so anyway, somebody did call the cops. They got in the truck. They kind of got out. They got out of there. Not even 10 seconds later, as they were pulling right, cops were pulling into our parking lot.
Fast.
And I looked like a head coach going, "That way, run for him." And they did. They came over the curb and everything. And you know what? I'm glad they caught him. And the first thing they asked me is if I wanted to press charges. At this point in my life, I believe I've never believed in the Constitution more ever so in my life, up to the last 5 years of my life, that the Constitution needs to be upheld because of the fact that this guy does not deserve to have a gun in his hand. He does not deserve the Second Amendment because of the fact that he did not get taught the right way. Not raised, taught. When you raise a child, that's like raising a cow. When you teach a child, you're giving him an education that he needs to know because that's the law, and we have to live the law of the land. And that's what I believe. That's my little monologue for the night.
Well, it's like,
and it's the truth.
The phrase, guns don't kill people, people kill people.
That's right. You said it perfectly. Yes. Carry responsibility. And that's why we have those protected rights. We only use those rights when we are attacked as in self-defense. And you know what? I could have taken that gun away from them, shot and killed that guy. I could have, but I also didn't have that quick response the way I could, but I handled it, I believe, the right way that I handled it. I kept it calm. I talked it down, and I was rational, and I was sober. I know I was sober, and he was not.
Yeah, they had to go ID him, and the poor kid. The kid
That's right.
Passed out. And
that's right.
The people. Yeah,
Chrissy, you're right. You're completely right. It is definitely not the guns. It is the people. And now the left and the right need to figure out where that middle boundary is, because they say the gun laws need to be changing. No, that's a bullshit statement. The people need to be changed. Right. And these people, again, I'll go back to it. They don't need to be raised. They need to be taught, and they need to be educated what the rights are, not just because of the fact that they can brandish it and take advantage of me, a bully or an asshole or whatever else. They need to understand that this is a right that you have to bear arms, and meaning that you bear arms to protect your family if you've ever been threatened. Yes, responsibility. And I really appreciate you pointing that out. It is the people, not the guns. And these politicians, they don't have anything else other than to add what one thing is try to figure out how to line the pockets of the political part of it, not to educate it. So if they need to get in line, they need to start their own little franchises of people to go out there and teach these people.
Yeah.
Now, my friend, I'm so glad there was no blood shed either, my friend. It would have been a horrible way to end the summer. That's twice in 2 years, twice in 2 years. Once I've gotten fired at, and this one was pulled on me. And you know what? Look, I don't get paid hard. I don't get paid enough to do that, and I don't get paid. I don't get paid. No, it's not even in my job subscription. You know what I mean?
Neither is pulling.
And there goes another hour and a half of my day, 2 hours of my day, and I still had shit to do. Whatever. But people don't care about that. They don't give a shit about you. They don't.
I do.
Well, no, you do.
I missed it because I was in the laundry room, and the other time I was cleaning, and I missed all this stuff. I mean, you're in the middle of it, the firing line.
But you know what? You know what the best part is?
I probably would have charged him and got shot.
You know what the best part is? I'm glad. I'm glad that you weren't there. I'm glad that you were.
Because I probably would have charged the guy.
Yeah, that'd have been.
Because I mean, they before any of this happened, before they left, I mean, they kept coming there and bothering me, and harassing me, harassing. I like to harass. They were a pain.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool to meet them and then doing the way they were when we first met them, because they thought, okay, well, look, we're going to talk to them. But then, besides the point, the guy, look, I'm going to press charges. And that's what I need to do. That's my responsibility as a citizen.
It's your right.
And it's my right to do this. Do I feel bad for the kid? Yeah, I do. He's not a kid. He's a grown man. He's 27 years old. And so look, if you're going to be that irresponsible, come down to PCB right after spring break, and you're not in college, you're not in high school no more. Yeah, you got a problem.
I didn't see this one.
Anyway, that's the way it goes.
6 to 8 hours sleep. That's for the heart.
Yeah, it's really good for the heart.
We need to do more of that.
I know. I'd love. Well, we're getting right to that part. Yeah. Chrissy, thanks for chatting in and chiming in. I really do appreciate that. Brother John, man,
always good, John.
Always good to just to talk to you for a few minutes, and I do appreciate all your texts through the day. I did give you a weather report, so you're going to have to go ahead and go back to the beginning of the show and listen to what you guys are going to have for the next 3 days, because it's not going to change much, my man.
But, it's funny reading this Drudge Report, because it talks about, not funny, but.
You're right, man.
So you need to watch less TV and get more sleep. It's better for your sex life and your heart.
Really?
Watch less TV and get more sleep.
So it's going to be better for my sex life?
But see, the thing about, let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Analysis across 80 countries shows how TV damages sex lives.
Okay.
So, a scary estimate of how television damages your sex life, and it doesn't include Netflix.
Okay.
Let's see.
It
4
does.
million people conducted a recent analysis of 4 million people conducted across 80 countries and 5 continents found that television ownership is associated with a 6% reduction in the likelihood of having had sex during the previous week. So, watch less TV.
That's how the cookie
And get more
crumbles.
sleep,
You're
and
right.
your heart will be better, and your sex life will be better.
I like that. So what's the motto on that?
And then I thought about, well, what about being online and the computer and all that? If watching TV damages, what does YouTube do?
Nothing.
You're too busy watching YouTube or doing this
No,
thing.
I'm enhancing my educational because it's educational.
Well, it can be.
Hot, yeah, I like that. Hot, 91 degrees. That's what it is, and your low is going to be in 70s. Low
Hey,
70s,
it's hot in
71,
here too.
72.
Did it just get warm in
Yeah,
here?
it did. So hey, look, do you know what your motto is for your hometown there, bub?
It's really cool.
I love it. I think it's awesome.
I like it.
Your nickname is. I know what your nickname is. Do you guys know what your nickname is? Clovis has got a pretty cool little motto. I think it's pretty badass.
Tell him.
Well, let's see how quick he can type. He's probably.
They can look it up. He's like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now you're gonna reach. No, yeah, I think he's pretty honest. I mean, come on now. What do you got, babe? What do you got? Huh?
I got to come up with one for PCB then.
Well, PCB is easy. Peanut butter chicken sandwiches. We don't know, man.
PCB.
It's hotter than 2 rats screwing in a wool sock. Well, that's a really good motto for your town, man. Wow.
Well,
let me tell you what the real thing was back in the day for you guys. Robert N. Stewart Bridge, foreground, which Bartholomew County Courthouse, the first Christian church visible in the background of the city. It says right here, the nickname or names for your town is Athens and Prairie. Athens on the Prairie. And your motto
witch's tit
is hotter than a witch's tit. That's interesting. This is not what your history says, though.
Hotter than a whore in church?
Not hotter than a whore in church either. That's unexpected. But anyway, your motto is unexpected.
A pregnant nun?
And an unforgettable pregnant nun. Anyway, that's how.
No, so go tell him.
It is unexpected, unforgettable.
Unexpected, unforgettable.
Unexpected
And unforgettable.
witch's tit and an unforgettable nun. That's what you get. I don't know.
Unexpected and unforgettable.
Unexpected,
Which is kind of
unforgettable.
like me.
It's kind of like that.
And unforgettable.
I don't know.
They have Nicko right after that?
No, they do not. The artwork, I think. No. You guys have art. You have art there. Does it really work? You are funny, man. The Cummings picture. I get it. I get it. Well, actually, you know what? It's interesting that you just said that. I will tell you something about your art and culture. Wow, you guys got a lot of rocks. Modern architect.
Looks like Stonehenge.
Okay, so Erwin Miller, second CEO, nephew of the co-founder of Cummins Inc. Of course, Cummins is to us like Memphis is FedEx and AutoZone and
We have sand sculpture here.
Piggly Wiggly.
FedEx is Memphis.
FedEx is Mr. Smith, Fred Smith. Freddie. National Historic Landmarks. His First Baptist Church. Harry Wees.
Lots of churches.
Yeah. Irwin Union Bank.
I thought only the South had that.
McDowell Schools. Miller House and is that Miller House and Garden? Is that like a beer and wine joint?
B&B.
B&B.
Sounds like it.
Republic
Lots of
Newspapers.
churches.
Oh, jeez. You got a lot of stuff there, man.
We just have an
Otter
ocean.
Creek Golf Course, man.
We just have an ocean.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, we're about 10 minutes after 8 here, just getting close up to the 9 minutes after, and we're 11:34 here at the PCB. We have extended our stay, I
We
believe.
should close the pool.
We have to go close the pool because we don't want nobody to poo in the pool. Anyway.
Did that happen where they were here?
No. Listen, John, give us a heads up, and we'll Skype you, and we'll talk to your whole family next time. I know it's like only 10:30 there, and love to say love to say hey to everybody.
Because we can't do it.
No,
because he's probably working too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know I'll be working. Apparently, Julie's going to be taking off Tuesday and Wednesday, going to the beach with Chrissy on her day off.
Well,
anyway, but give us a thumbs up on the site there and say appreciate it. Any comments that you guys can give, that'd be great. And my friend,
good or bad?
Yeah, good or bad, it doesn't matter.
We're used to it.
We just want somebody to comment, you know.
But they're chatting. Finally, somebody's chatting.
Yeah,
it's so nice. I remember.
Really cool.
I remember when we started. I was like, "Is there anybody?" It's like that. Is there anybody even out there?
Yeah. No, how you said it was.
Hello.
So no, you said so. Everybody that's out there listening, is anybody there?
Yeah.
Hello.
There was nobody there. No response. It's like talking to yourself. That's all right.
Yeah, that's okay. Along with the Toyota NT. Oh, the drive shafts are always good. You always like to say the word drive shaft. Drive shaft. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and
Bartholomew County. That's cool. Right. Bartholomew County.
Mm-hmm. So hey, well, to anybody that's traveling down in the beginning of the week, this is our ending. Monday is going to suck for anybody that shows up here. We're going to have 40% chance of rain, which is more likely than a 60% chance of rain here.
It's very strange.
It's like opposite. We can have a 90% chance of rain.
And it won't rain.
It won't rain. 10%? Yeah, of course we're going to have a storm.
There's a 30% chance. I'm like looking outside going, it's pouring.
That's it. But it's always fun to know that we don't know. Oh, well, whatever. So anyway, tomorrow.
I've had my sunglasses on and my raincoat at the same time.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, John. Hey, good night, John. Listen, we're still live from PCB here. We're going to go ahead and close out Chrissy and everybody else that's been on here.
We're going to get some sleep and not watch any TV and have a great sex life.
That's right. So tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up with scattered possible thunderstorms, 87 degrees, 75 for our low, which is going to be there a couple days in a row. I think our lowest for the week is going to be on Wednesday, 85 for the high and 76. So everybody.
It's late.
Everybody just, geez, John, go to bed for Christ's sake. How's it so late there? Wait a minute. When did you move time zones on me, man? I mean, because look,
he's thinking it's hour the other way.
Yeah, thumbs up, kid.
See you tomorrow.
Look forward to it.
Not if we see you first.
That's right. Not if we see you first. All right. Well, John, listen, man, give me a text tomorrow. We'll see if we can't Skype with you. Okay, brother? Take care of Panama City Beach. Thanks for sitting around and listening. And,
thanks for chatting, y'all.
Chatting it up. Take care, guys.
Have a good night. Thanks for playing.